Well, Peter Zalmayev is Ukrainian-American and director of the Eurasia Democracy Initiative in New York. Speak to him now. Peter, thanks very much for your time. I know you're Russian-speaking. There are echoes here, of course, of what happened in Crimea. What do you think is happening?
Well, I think that what is happening right now is bears all the hallmarks of similar protests last month that were reported to have been organized with direct support from Moscow. There have been recent arrests of Russian intelligence operatives working in Ukraine. And, protests, I believe, could help promote what many say is Moscow's primary interest of destabilizing the shaky government in Kiev to prevent it from drifting into the West orbit or from signing any future agreements with NATO. And, of course, to continue to be a stakeholder in Ukraine's affairs.
So how much of this do you think is Russia's doing? And I guess more importantly, how far do you think Russia wants to take this?
It remains an open question. There are unquestionably groups of pro-Moscow protesters. There's a significant element of pro-Moscow sentiment in the east of Ukraine. However, it is nowhere near the levels that we saw in Crimea. The region remains very much pro-Ukrainian, albeit pro-Russian language. I think the central...
Peter, we lost movement on your picture. I'm not sure if you can still hear us. Can you hear us? Peter Zalmayev there. I know one of the things we wanted to talk about particularly, of course, was this issue that Russia ideally wants a federal Ukraine, the government in Kiev. Peter, can you hear me now?
I can hear you, yes.
Sorry, we're having some problem with the connection there. The government in Kiev, I was just saying, has made it very clear it doesn't want a federal Ukraine, though that seems to be what Moscow wants. Kiev, I think, would see that as pretty much segregation of the country. If Russia doesn't get its way, what happens then? That's the big worry, isn't it?
There is a big worry. The central government, as you have rightly pointed out, has rejected the idea of federalization, insisting that it is a code for Ukraine's disintegration and de facto cessation of its existence as an independent and unified state. So I think we will see a continued unrest in eastern Ukraine, stopping just short of an outright invasion as a way for Moscow to continue to exercise control and especially...
Peter, I'm so sorry. We're very glad to get you back, very glad to talk to you at all, but the connection is just breaking up too much. We'll try to come back to you. Peter Zalmayev, for the moment, thanks a lot.